Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the TFA Week 15 Prop Talk. It is boys, Cody and Tom rocking with you. You can find Tom on Twitter at Dynasty Infidel. You can find myself, if you would like to do such a thing, at CKutzerFF. Before we jump into it, if you are not yet subscribed, slam that subscribe button for us if you want your chance to be entered to win that sweet, sweet Allen Robinson signed jersey that you see there pictured at the bottom. We'll be giving that away December 27th, so next Sunday during our live game day show is we get you guys ready for the fantasy ship. So, Tom, say what's up and let's get into it, man. Look, you got some fans in the chat. It looks like got Mr. Hennessy saying Tommy C crushing it. We got our guy Brian making a return. What's up, buddy? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm feeling perfect, man. I'm feeling perfect. You know what I mean? So last 2 weeks, 8-0 combined. You are 2 for 3 the last 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I think 12 out of 14 is not too bad, huh? Hashtag mathematics. I got to say, we're pretty fucking good at this, huh? Let's go make some more money.
Let's do it, man. You want to kick things off or you want to?
Absolutely fucking not. We are perfect with you kicking it off, big dog.
All right. I'll jump into this first. I'm going to start off with Mr. Bobby Trees, sitting at his reception total on FanDuel is at 58.5. He's hit this in 3 of his last 4 weeks, and week 15. Let me see, who does he got? Oh yeah, the New York Jets. So I could literally just end it right there, but just to add a little bit more to make myself sound smarter. The Jets have given up at least 59 receiving yards to 5 different receivers in the past 4 weeks, and that's not counting the 200-yard fucking Darren Waller explosion that just happened. The Jets are dead last in pass DVOA. They've given up the 4th most receiving yards to wide receivers, and the Jets are also bottom 8 in terms of their pressure percentage. So obviously we know what Jared Goff's kryptonite is, and it's whenever that pressure gets in his face and it forces him off his first read. That's not going to happen in this game. The only way that I don't see Bobby Woods hitting this over is that, like, Cup goes off, one of the tight ends goes off, and then they just run Akers for the rest of the game. But other than that, I really don't see any way that he doesn't go over. I like Cup's over in this game as well, which is either 2 yards more or 2 yards fewer. I can't remember, but Bobby Woods just seemed like the more surefire thing. Cup's been a little bit more up and down this season, but Bobby Woods over 58.5 for my first pick of the week. Tom, where are you going with your first?
Anytime we talk about anything over with the Jets, I like it, Cody, which is why I'm going Cam Akers over 68.5 rushing yards. What a transition. Wow. Championship. What can we say?
That's why we're here.
What? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think the last show I was talking about Sean McVay having to tuck his childlike erection up into his waistband or something like that. But
why is it childlike?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just picture him as having a tiny Irish Mick penis, whatever. I don't know. This took a turn, and we're live, so we can't edit it out. This is fine. I'm sure it's not at all. I'm sure it's perfectly fine. Anyway, back to Jesus Christ.
Yeah, go ahead and recover from that one, buddy.
All right. Anyway, Cam Akers, if it ain't broke, then fix it. He beat that number the last 3 weeks, and now we have the Jets coming to town. He has over 20 carries in each of the last 2 weeks. Get it together, Cody. I think that's what he gets this week as far as like 20 carries or so. I think he can get that just out of sheer volume. Knock it the fuck off, Cody. The Jets are right in the middle as far as run defenses go. They're not great. They're not horrible. But again, this game script points to Akers having another big day. So it's fun to actually see him get out there on the field. It's weird what happens when he gets out there, isn't it, Code? Let's talk actual football for a second with the Rams. The Ram offense is obviously much better when they have one running back get around 80% of the snaps. Going back to Gurley, McVay wants a bell cow. Cam had 79% of the snap share last week, which is up from 60% in week 13. So he's getting to that point now where he's going to be close to that every down back. Not going back to a committee. Cam is that guy there. So I think 68.5 rushing is too low, and I'll take the over on an easy day there.
Yeah, me and you were big Akers fans going into the end of the season. It just took McVay 13 weeks to get his head out of his ass and be like, oh, you know what? I think Cam Akers might be the best running back we have. I should probably use him more often. Weird. But hey, we're
round pick on him, maybe. Let's use him.
We're getting it now. It's Cam Akers season. It's finally here. Let's just enjoy it. So I'm going to go over to my second pick. I'm going to I'm going to go with Kyler Murray over 46.5 rushing yards. He's hit this in 8 of 13 games. And before the injury, that's what really has thrown these numbers off, because he was doing a lot better before that. Before the injury, where everything was kind of slowing him down, the offense was turning into more of like a check down offense. He wasn't taking the shots, and he wasn't running nearly as much. He had 3 straight weeks where he only had 5 rushing attempts in each week. Obviously, he didn't go over 46.5 then. He had 47 last week on 13 attempts. But like I was saying, in the weeks leading up to the injury, he hit this line in 7 of 9 games. They get the Eagles this week. They play a bunch of man coverage. Tom, we were talking about this before we went live. Whenever defenses play man, they're obviously going to turn their back to the quarterback. That's going to open up things for rushing lanes for guys like Kyler Murray. And also the Eagles have no linebackers. Is that correct? Is zero linebackers correct?
At this point, they basically don't have any. I think Alex Singleton is their number one. Literally practice squad linebackers are out there running around for them. It's putrid. I don't know what to say. I'm embarrassed for the franchise for doing that to the linebackers. And QBs generally are going to kill them on the ground. I've watched it for years.
Well, there you have it, 46.5. Real quick, Tom, before you jump over, Mark, we see your comment. We will we'll answer that at the end of the show once we get through these picks. If you have yet to join us for a prop talk, we only do 3 picks each, so just give us a few minutes here. Tom, what is your second peak? Second peak. Pick.
All right, my second peak is Brandon Aiyuk. Or Aiyuk, whatever. I love saying Aiyuk. I don't know. It's wrong. Over 74.5 in his last 5 games. His worst game is 75 yards receiving. He's averaging over 10 targets a game the last 5 weeks as well. If that sounds familiar, it is literally the same exact opening I had for him last week, except now it's 5 instead of 4. See, I'm smart. I just changed the numbers. I didn't actually have to do a lot more work there. It was already there. So last week he actually upped all those. He had 16 targets, over 100 yards. Just disgusting. So let's see. All right. He's a monster. We know that. Now he has a game against that Dallas secondary that's given up the most touchdowns to wide receivers in football at 22. Dallas gives up the 8th most fantasy points per game to wide receivers as well. If you can bet Aiyuk's fantasy points, do it. They're at 17.5. I know in Jersey you can. I'm not sure about other states. I know, Cody, you have problems finding those fantasy props, so it goes by a state-by-state thing. I think he has another 20-point fantasy day. I mean, without Debo, he's going to get a ton of targets. We saw that last weekend at 16. So everything points to another big game there. I see him having over 100 yards, and that happens to be over 74.5, which means that's hashtag winner, hashtag math. Walito,
that is
what up? You're late.
Dude, did you see Walito joined us the other day?
No, I didn't see.
Yeah, he joined Kev and I, live in living color. We got to see the beautiful young face of Volito.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it was
intriguing.
it was very, very nice.
Okay. This is weird. This took a turn.
Hey man, whenever you talk about McVay's little boy part, I can, it's already weird. We're already there. We might as well just keep piling on. But yes,
Bird
well,
inches.
Paulito joined us, and we got to see the man behind the avatars. So my last one for the brand, Sammy Watkins, over 38.5 receiving yards. Now, when Watkins has played a full game, so it takes out the one game where he only had 2 targets, but he had the 2 catches. I think it was like week 5, I believe, before he missed the handful of games. He's hit this line in 4 of 7, and in the 2 games that he didn't hit it, one game was 38, and another game was 35. Obviously, whenever you have to pay so much attention to those guys that no one's heard of, Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, that's going to open things up. Sammy should easily hit this. When I mentioned this one to you before we started recording, you kind of said that you were surprised that he got the amount of targets that he gets. And, as soon as he jumped back in after that absence with his injury, they went right back to him. I think he was 3rd in targets right off the bat. Guys like Hardman and Demarcus Robinson are really hard to trust. So Watkins in this game, I think, is going to hit it. The total is sitting at 52. It was bet up from 51. We have Drew Brees coming back. Obviously, Michael Thomas being out hurts this total a little bit, but this game is super important to the Saints, so I think they're going to have to keep their foot on the gas. So Watkins for the brand over 38.5.
He did get – it seems like he gets targets like in bunches too, so it'll be an entire drive where he gets 3 targets and like 42 catches, and then you won't see him the rest of the game. So it's kind of funny though. But all right, my final prop of the day, which actually is not my final prop of the day, hint, hint, bonus props coming, will be Nick Chubb over 74.5 rushing yards. So I was actually confused when I saw this line. I don't get it. Still confused. Giants have a good run defense, but that's because they have the least amount or the 5th least amount of attempts against them. PFF has them graded as the 5th worst run defense in the league. Nothing adds up. I have no idea what to believe, to tell you the truth. So I'm guessing Vegas thinks they're good, but in their last 4 games, they've had 2 rushers go over 80 yards, Kenyon Drake and Miles Sanders. The other 2 games were Gio and Chris Carson, who was coming off an injury. He got 65. So I think Nick Chubb is a class above Drake and Sanders, and he might be able to get there. Cleveland has been absolutely pounding people into submission. I just blacked out for a second. Sorry about that.
Do you need glasses?
Yeah, I think in the 5 games that Nick Chubb. So I wrote down 4 games, but I know it's 5 games, so that's why I blacked out for a second. He's been back for 5 games. So in the 5 games since Nick Chubb has come back from his injury, his worst performance is 80 yards on the ground. So I'm going to go ahead and trust Nick Chubb to actually get over 74.5 against the Giants this week. I think the game script actually, dictates that. They've been just killing people on the ground. And you know what? I don't trust Nick Chubb receiving props. Or is that a thing of the past, Cody? Because he's had over 21 yards in every single game the last 3 weeks.
Woo!
Wow.
Woo!
Kind of crazy. All right. You want to get a bonus time or you want to talk about something?
Only if Bonus Town is part of Pound Town.
Bonus Town is going to be part of Pound
Town. Suburb inside of Pound Town?
It's going to be like population Pound Town if I hit my props. So there we go. All right, so I have a parlay this week with Chubb, Akers, Jonathan Taylor over 72.5 yards. While Lito's out there just posting all my prop stuff, which is kind of funny. I also have another prop with Akers, Jonathan Taylor, Miles Sanders over 60.5, and Brandon Aiyuk. I like that Kev said I don't know how to pronounce names because it doesn't matter how many times you tell me how to pronounce Aiyuk, I always pronounce it wrong. Cody, how do you say it?
It's Aiyuk.
Okay, Aiyuk. Right. Got it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. So I would have made JT one of my bets the last couple of days, I would have made JT one of my bets, but in the last day, his odds went from like minus 122 to minus 155, which is where it's sitting at 72.5. So it shot up. So I didn't feel like the value was necessarily there. However, if you throw him into a parlay, next thing you know, you're good to go. All right. So I have a couple different props this week. I love the 3 bets that I told you. I also really like David Montgomery over 60.5 rushing yards. So that's 4 right there. You could throw Miles Sanders into a prop if you want. Yeah, if you could do a prop, and I did a prop. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited because I didn't write down what my actual prop was. So my prop that I did on DraftKings is a $25 bet, and I got a 50% mystery box thing or whatever. I guess they're running something like that on DraftKings. So either check your email or check the actual site to see if you have that. And it gave me a 50% thing. It's between 10% and 200%. So take a shot. It's worth it. And I did a 5-way. It was Chubb, Akers, Taylor, Aiyuk, and David Montgomery over 60.5, and it pays out $710. So get on it. I think without the boost, it pays out like $590. Why not, guys? I love all of them. Let's be perfect again.
You better hope you're perfect with that parlay there, big
listen,
fella.
It's $25. I hope I am, obviously, but if I'm not, it's not going to destroy me. If it's going to be anybody that destroys my dreams, I want it to be David Montgomery because he's already let me down so many times.
You take that back, you dirty, dirty son of a bitch.
I'm not going to talk bad about Akers or JT or Miles Sanders or Aiyuk, sir.
And what, Miles Sanders hasn't let you down?
Oh, he has.
Okay, so why don't you put that fucking evil on Miles Sanders and keep it away from my Monty?
You know what? I hope Miles Sanders doesn't do anything tomorrow so the Eagles get smoked. How's that? No. I hope the Eagles get smoked, but, he can have all receiving, whatever. It doesn't matter. He still needs a 60.5 code, all right?
Yeah, I do like the ones you routed off. Montgomery I like. I almost talked about Montgomery. His receiving total on FanDuel is 26.5. On DraftKings, it's 24.5. But I like the over, either way. Montgomery's actually hit that 24.5 in 7 of his last 12 games. He's hit it 3 in the last 3. Vikings are going to be without Eric Kendricks. He leads that team in tackles, and whether you look at total or just the solo, he leads them in tackles, and he is second amongst linebackers in coverage snaps. So that's going to be a big loss for that team. So I like Montgomery's rushing and his receiving totals. Jump into the chat here. This is the question that came from Mark earlier. He benched Davis for Swift, hoping it works out, or should he go with Mostert this week after everyone believing Wilson was going to get the most run?
No, go with Swift. I did the opposite of what you did. I was talking to Cody about it before, and I wish that I started DeAndre Swift because that was what was in my gut. Not sure what Mike Davis is doing. The half just came back, so he was sitting at like 4.9 points or something like that. So I think DeAndre Swift has a very good day. I think they probably protect Matt Stafford a little bit and lean on DeAndre Swift more. So, yeah, I'd stick with DeAndre Swift, and you'll be perfectly happy.
Just pulling up the box score. 7 for 31 on the ground and 1 for 8 on one target. But they are down 18, so hopefully that'll funnel some of that receiving usage to Davis. Yeah, I think I would stick with Swift as well because even, worst case scenario, especially in a PPR league, if Stafford does get knocked out, I think we see check down Charlie, Chase Daniels come in. And on the DFS pod, the DFS DGen Nation. That is another thing that the amazing, multi-talented Kevin Steele does with Maddie and Ryan on Thursday nights. Maddie was talking about, he went back and looked at Chase Daniels and his, who he likes to target. And it's basically just been all running backs and all tight ends. So even if they are trailing, even if Chase Daniels comes in, Swift should see a fair amount of targets coming his way. Walito was in here, said he did have a ton of props. He routed off a couple of here. The ones you had already been mentioning anyway, JT over 72.5. Obviously, you like that going up against that defense. Monty, we've hit on. Sanders, we've hit on. One that we did not hit on, Manny Sanders, the other Sanders, over 50.5 receiving yards.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Michael Thomas is out now, and if it was going to be Hill that was still being quarterback, but I'd say no. But since Drew Brees is back, I actually think I like that.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge Manny Sanders fan, but at the same time, Drew Brees is going to lock in on somebody, and you know what I'm looking forward to? Alvin Kamara.
Yeah,
with Drew Brees.
Double-digit targets coming.
I have to go back and check his receiving props to see what he's got now that Brees is there.
Yeah, he's got to get you got to assume he gets at least 8 targets, right?
I hope so.
Especially with MT out.
And they're playing KC. So, yeah, he could have double-digit targets easily.
We will be cracking into the rookie class coming in here shortly, James. There's going to be a lot of 2021 rookie content coming your way on this here YouTube channel, on the podcast, and all that stuff. And
my boy James there, that's Chef Hennessy. That is the executive chef over at Lincoln Financial Field, who prepares all the meals for all the players and everybody and comes up with all the crazy menus. He's been on Rachel Ray. My boy Henny's famous.
Ah, we got a celeb in here, huh?
Dude, he made this thing called the Slim Chicken, and it was on like a
sounds like a trick.
I'm gonna butcher it. It was on like a maple glazed donuts, and it had like a piece of like fried chicken with like some honey maple glazed ghost peppered chicken and bacon, and oh my god, it was like 4,000 calories a bite and delicious. I almost died on the third bite. It was so good.
Slim chicken is what my wife calls my penis. Fun fact.
All right. Okay, McVay. I'm never getting a job anywhere close to the Rams.
Chef Henny is also, something we typically don't talk about on the prop talk, TFA prop talk, are unders. And he's saying Kelsey under 87.5.
Oh, I'm not going to take any unders with Kelsey.
Mm-mm.
All right, but I'm going to come clean, guys. I bet my first under of the year today. And Cody said I was a coward because I wasn't going to talk about it. And I'm not paying attention to it, so I'm not sure what he's at. But I bet Robbie Anderson under 72.5. You know what? Kind of feeling good right now.
He does not have a target yet, so.
Not going to lie. Feels good. But you know what? I'm still puckered because he could get on one catch, and I hate that factor.
Does this make you feel better that Mike Davis has 2 catches on the day, and he has lost yards since his 1 catch?
Ball sacks.
Yikes!
I'm doing a lot of cursing tonight, huh? Yeah.
Ball sacks? I mean, if you can call that a curse, but yeah, James, I would not feel comfortable taking any under on Kelsey. Walito talking about Hurts over 57.5 rushing yards.
Who was that? Sorry.
Lito, Jalen Hurts over 57.5 rushing yards.
Yeah, so we talked about that earlier. So that rushing number is up there a bit, but I think it's probably warranted, to tell you the truth. The thing that concerns me is what they're going to do now that they have film on them. But I don't know if it matters. So I think that's 65-35 that it hits. So I like the odds of it hitting, put it that way.
Dylan wants to know, who do we like more, T.Y. over 61 yards or Taylor over 74.5?
Taylor, all day.
Yeah.
Put a Taylor over 95.5, and I still like Taylor. Woo, woo, woo. Jonathan Taylor, my boys are coming back. Look at this. I get to talk all nice about Jonathan Taylor and Cam Akers.
I do like T.Y. Hilton and Pittman this week.
Yeah, no, I don't dislike them. I like T.Y. over 61, but not nearly as much as JT over 74.5. That's all.
Yeah. Liking more. I would take JT, but I do like both of those.
Yeah, so I have an update from Henny here. He gave me what the Slim Chicken is: apple fritter with frosted flake crusted chicken breast with ghost chili glazed applewood smoked bacon and copper sharp cheese.
That's yeah, that sounds fucking incredible.
It was.
Wow.
Yep.
I'm trying to take that all in.
Oh, no. 77.5 Tyreek under. No. Never bet Tyreek on the under. You either bet the Tyreek over or you don't bet the Tyreek.
Or you at least bet a tat.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about receiving yards. You never take the under for Tyreek.
No.
Just don't do it. It's a fool's game. That's
Cook
like
over. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's like 4 weeks out of the year. Maybe. Where he hits his under.
What about Cook over 22.5 receiving yards?
I'm guessing that's Dalvin, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
I like that, actually.
I will never bet another Dalvin Cook receiving total.
Cody was jilted when he bet a 26.5, and then he's texted me and he said, oh, he's already got 21.5 or something like that, and he didn't get a catch the rest of the game.
Yep. There's no. I'm not seeing any. And now the Sammy Watkins. This is weird. Never mind. Don't worry about me.
Hey, Henny, you're saying Cooper? What about him?
I think he was talking about the cheese, right? Copper.
Oh, Cooper sharp cheese? I don't know.
So
Jared Cook, it was delicious.
Jared Cook's receiving total is at 32.5, so he has to be talking about Dalvin.
Yeah, Jared Cook's receiving though. I'm still not. Maybe Jared Cook to score a touchdown.
Cook's receptions are at 2.5, but to take the over is at -164.
Oof. I was going to say, I'd like the -2.5.
To score, Jared Cook is at +240.
That's not bad.
That is not bad.
Not bad at all.
Kamara's receiving yards are sitting at 53.5.
What are receptions? If it's less than 6.5, I'll be shocked.
6.5. That's how you do it.
All right, that's how you do it.
I didn't even know that Cooper sharp cheese was a fucking thing.
I didn't either. But you know what? Now we know. Thanks,
Now
Chef.
we do know. See, look at this. Talking props, talking cheese.
We are. We make that cheddar, though. Hey!
Ooh.
That's how you bring it together.
Cheese puns. Always. Dude, what is up with Chef Henny wanting all the unders?
Dude, stop it. Get some help. Don't do this to yourself. What do you so this is the difference. He's obviously a pessimist. It's like some people are glass half full, they take the overs, and other people's are, it's half empty and they take the unders and make delicious sandwiches. Come on, Jimmy.
I think he's just trying to bring some balance to the plate, right? We're always going over, putting too much sauce, too much condiments on top of everything, and he's just trying to dial it down, trying to bring it down.
The sauce we've been making is delicious.
Too much salt in this fucking sauce. Walito's out here basically just trying to reverse jinx everything.
Take all the Chiefs unders.
Wouldn't you rather take all the Chiefs overs?
Every one of them. So there was like a 4-week span when I was like, okay, who do I pick, Tyreek or Kelsey? And I think the first 2 weeks I got them wrong. And then the next like 2 to 4 weeks, I bet both of them, and they hit almost every week. Never bet the unders on the Chiefs, ever.
James is in the YouTube chat. What's your initial read on the Bucks-Falcons game? Do you think the Bucks just smash?
With the way the offense has been playing for the Bucks, I don't necessarily know if even the Atlanta defense is going to fix everything for them. So no, I don't know what the line is in that game. What's the line in that game? I'm gonna guess 6.5, 7.
Opened at -4 for the Bucks, and it's been bet to -6. Okay, opened at 51.5 and has been bet down to 49.5. I mean, the Bucks were in a smash spot last week.
Yeah, they were. So that's the problem with the Bucks is they should be smashing and they're not. Yeah. There's a discord with that offense, which is the weirdest thing. How it's just like it's the offense. The defense is still playing well. It's the offense who can't keep up, and it's Tom Brady with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and Fournette and everyone else in the world that's on that team. It's like the dream team the Eagles assembled a couple of years ago. That's way back, but not that bad. Just Brady. I would honestly not touch that game.
I don't like any of this. I don't like the game total. I don't like the spread. I would just stay away from this one.
Calvin Ridley's at 80.5 receiving yards. And with no Julio, he's typically smashed. So that's right in the realm. It's not in underwhelm. It's in like, maybe he's going to get the over. I would take the over if I had to, but I'd probably stay away from everything.
Kevin wants to know why do both of us hate DJ Moore and Deontay Johnson?
I love DJ Moore. I just want Deontay Johnson to actually have hands to sign a signature with for an extension. He can't even pick a pen up without dropping it.
Bravo. I'm not going to say anything. I also just realized we skipped over somebody much earlier. Hayden, sorry if you are still here. Luckily I saw the tab that I opened up. I didn't even realize that Diggs had left the game.
He got carted off, apparently.
What?
Yeah, with an ankle. I got an alert that said he got carted off, and then I got another alert saying that the Bills don't believe it's serious, and he's not going to miss any. They don't think he's going to miss any time.
Yeah, it says Diggs' foot injury is not believed to be serious, won't affect his availability going forward, and that he returned to the sideline.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What, did he try to fucking Paul Pierce this? Was he like, well, Lamar Jackson just did it, so I want my moment too.
He's like, no, he had to take a shit. You literally fractured a metacarpal in your foot. It's different.
Poop foot. Travis Elkins has a start-sit question for us, and we'll get out of here on this one. Corey Davis, Claypool, Cooks, Manny Sanders in a standard league. We need 2.
I'm going to go Corey Davis, and I'm going to go Brandon Cooks.
Ugh. Are you not nervous that Corey Davis sees like 3 targets and it's just another Derrick Henry fucking 200-yard multi-touchdown game?
Could be, but the way Corey Davis has been playing all season, I have to trust him. What are you going to do? Trust Claypool or Emmanuel Sanders? Where's that trust? Claypool's good for
Claypool
upside, huh?
Claypool. For me, I was thinking Cooks and Manny Sanders.
Okay.
Cooks for sure. Cooks was definitely
Cooks, yeah.
And I just feel like Manny has game flow more in his favor than either of the other two.
All right. Hey, Kevin. So I actually do like Deontay Johnson. I just really enjoy grading on the whole drops thing because it gets to you so bad. I've said a few different times this year that he's my favorite wide receiver in Pittsburgh. You don't want to pay attention to that, so I'm just going to go on the screw Deontay Johnson train.
J. Mike.
Hey!
Here we go. Hey, Mike. Let's go.
Maybe it's my Manny bias, but maybe you're right.
That's something that you and Kevin actually have in common. If you need something to bond over, before this season, I said I was looking at Manny Sanders as like a wide receiver 3, and Kevin was just shitting all over me for that one.
But so maybe am I trusting Corey Davis too much because Corey Davis has actually exceeded our expectations so much? He's been a very reliable wide receiver too from week to week.
Yeah, he has. Other than when everyone was on him last week, and
right, I'm saying generally speaking.
Right. I think if you need upside, go Davis, because I think he has the most upside out of that group. I think if you need safe points, you go Sanders. That's how I would determine that. I would go with Cooks for sure, and then if you need safety, go Manny, because I feel like he's gonna have to be involved, right?
Yeah.
And before Breeze got hurt, we saw Manny Sanders starting to turn it on a little bit with Breeze. He was having some solid games in back-to-back weeks. So if you need safety, go Manny. If you need upside, go Corey Davis. But just know that that floor could be pretty low, especially in a standard league if he doesn't score. Like that could be like a 4-point day.
Is William a Saints fan?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say, because everybody on the Chiefs is getting locked up like it's the LA riots in the 90s or some shit like that. Everybody's locked up. I don't understand what's going on there. The Chiefs are not getting locked down. You can't. It's impossible to lock down everyone on that team.
All right, we're just gonna leave Walito and Kevin here to argue amongst themselves. Look at this. Walito and Kev just going back. They're still gonna be here tomorrow morning whenever we have the Sunday morning. Oh, Sanders over 50.5.
Is that a
It has to be
manual?
Manny. Has to be Manny, yeah, since we were just talking about him.
Yeah, I like over 50.5. If it's miles and it's 60.5 and it's a typo, I also like that. So that's convenient for us. All the Sanders.
Yeah, Manny Sanders on FanDuel is at 52.5.
All right. Yeah, I like it.
I'm trying to find, and his receptions are at 4.5 right now.
Yeah.
And that's actually, you're getting plus odds if you take the over, plus 112. It's at minus 142 on the under.
So they have them at 4.5. They have Jared Cook at like 2.5.
2.5.
Yo, Alvin Kamara might catch 13 balls tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying.
I know the money's not there, but if you throw it into a prop with Jonathan Taylor, all right, for shits and gigs, I'll tell you right now on DraftKings, receiving yards. And I feel like these are two pretty safe bets. And DraftKings has him over 48.5 receiving yards, by the way. So it's a little bit less. You said 52.5?
Yeah.
All right. What is this? Fresh Alvin Kamara. Dude, they have 6.5 at minus 120 on DraftKings.
Yeah, I think it was minus 118 for the over on FanDuel.
Okay. I dig that.
All right. Let's hit this one and we'll get out of here. Drifting Cowboy, another standard league, need 2 out of Claypool, Hilton, Aiyuk, Cody.
Well, always Aiyuk. Always. And it's Brandon Cooks is back, so no Kiki. It's either Ty or Claypool.
And it's never Claypool. Aiyuk and Ty. There you go, Drifting Cowboy. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Like I said at the beginning, we're going to be giving away the signed Allenson Robinson jersey to a subscriber. So if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Going to be giving that away on December 27th, which is our Sunday live show. You can join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. We'll be going live to go over all your start-sit questions and get you guys ready for your semi-final matchup. So good luck to everybody in week 15. If you can't join us tomorrow, drop a comment on one of the videos and we'll get to you then. For Tom, for myself, we'll talk to you guys later. Hope you guys have a great week. Bye.